6:41 is your time. Currently 8 degrees below zero. Time for a little KHQA with Ed Esselman, who is a relationship counselor here in town. Talking about Valentine's Day, and earlier you talked with Tegan about ways to kind of not necessarily put the spark back in your long-term relationship, but ways to keep that going. Unfortunately, things happen. People get divorced, they break up. So we want to talk this segment about what to do there, whether you're finding a new love or do you have to treat someone differently because they've been divorced and been in a long-term relationship?
Well, dating as an adult or as a divorced adult, a lot of people approach it from the standpoint of what it was like in high school, which is the only model we have. But you don't want to do that, okay?
Okay.
Well, because then we didn't have a sense of who we were. We're much more experienced now.
You grow a lot.
Yes, you grow a lot, you mature, hopefully, you're more established. So you want to focus on that. What are the assets that I bring to the table? The problem, though, with this is that we're facing things now that we didn't face when we were in high school. The fear of being alone. That is a major issue when I'm working with people who are divorced, who are looking at getting back into dating.
Is that a problem they jump into, that maybe they want to date the first person that they see because they do have that fear?
That is the case. And then when we talk about intimacy, that's the same thing. You know, people will know that I should hold off on this. But because of loneliness inside, a lot of times people will jump into that just as a way of trying to cope with that fear, that emptiness inside.
So what advice do you have then for people in this situation?
For people who are maybe alone on Valentine's Day, what should they do?
Doesn't matter that you're alone on Valentine's Day.
Right.
You have to go slow at this. You take a small step and you reassess. You take a small step and that you reassess. It doesn't take away that fear of loneliness. It doesn't take away the loneliness. But it overall, in the end, that can help it turn out better than just jumping right in. Repeatedly, the people that I've worked with, they'll come in and they'll talk about having jumped right in, and then they're, what's wrong with me? Why can't I find a man or a woman? And part of it is that, you know, they're just jumping too quickly, and they're not really thinking about, what do I want here?
Now, you know, a lot of times, especially when you're an older adult, like you said, it's not the high school scene anymore, or the college scene where you met everyone at bars or wherever you were, or you had classes to meet them. Is there still that stigma out there? What do you think about online dating?
Online dating, my experience is that it's gotten a lot better, a lot safer. You still have to use common sense in terms of keeping yourself secure, but it's not uncommon at all to begin to email through the dating site.
Right.
And then going to texting, and then perhaps phone calls. But my experience is that these are gradual steps that you don't hurry. And if you're being hurried, chances are it's not going to work well.
And as adults too, often there's kids. Sometimes they can be younger kids, sometimes adult children, and it still has an effect on everyone in that family dynamic, no matter your age.
This is another way in which dating is different from high school, because oftentimes in these sites, you know, my children are number one. You have to accept my children, which is reasonable. And or you end up, you're dealing with an ex-spouse or your children, or there's blended families now. So, you know, oftentimes I'll hear, I never thought I'd be in this situation. It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, Ed, thank you so much. So many questions when it goes into dating. If people want to learn more from you, they can visit your website?
Yes, my website, and contact me, 217-224-5273.
Very nice. Ed, thanks so much for coming in, and thanks for your advice.
Thank you.